What's up, guys? In today's video, I just want to go over my things that I wish I knew before I became a reseller and the top 5 tips that I can give you guys. It's Toby here with the Upstate Pickers channel. If you haven't already, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. I know you guys will like it. Let's get into it. I've been a reseller full-time for around 2.5 years now, and there's a lot of things that I did that I wish I would have known beforehand. So some of those things may be obvious to some of you, but some of you starting out, you may have no idea what I'm talking about, and this is why I'm making this video. You may hear my dog in the background a little bit, but at number 5, I think this is a really useful tip that a lot of people aren't going to tell you, because honestly, you may not even think about it, but when you're becoming a reseller, you have to create a plan or a route or a goal of when you're going to source. For example, let's say you live in an area where you're in New York City, right? You have to figure out how you're going to traverse your area and what map you're going to do this the most time efficient. For me, I live in kind of a pocket where I'm in the middle of a bunch of stores. So I have 2 sides of town and I'm in the middle. So what I do is I usually go to the one side, hit every single store on that side, come back home for a little bit, then go to the other side. So for me, that really works. And as well as if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of stores, I would recommend take one day of your week, maybe on the weekend, and drive if you have to drive an hour and spend the whole day sourcing, and that way you could have inventory over the week. I would recommend doing that every single week. That way you could have more items and you could source. That's a really big tip, is try to create a route, not only for your location, but for the stores that you know are good. If stores, like for example, I'd have 2 Goodwills in my town. One is always better than the other. I always go to the better one first. So stuff like that, create a plan, create almost like a map of where you're gonna go, set a time so you know when to get there, and then just follow that schedule, and it'll help you tremendously finding items and sourcing items. Here are some of the things that I think when you're growing your business will help you be more time efficient and help you save money. A scale to weigh my packages after I bubble wrap them, bubble wrap, boxes that I've already ordered, a bunch of tape that I've already ordered, a tape gun, as well as when you grow your business, a thermal printer can save you tons on ink. Essentially, a thermal printer does not use any ink or toner. It uses adhesive labels that already have ink in them, and it just burns the label on there. That's at least how I think it works. You can save tons of money by getting a thermal printer. Now, this will only print shipping labels. However, if this is for your reselling business, I would recommend picking it up. Once you start to make 15 to 20 sales in a week, I would definitely recommend getting a thermal printer. You don't have to tape the labels on there. You just peel it right off and it goes right onto the box. In my personal opinion, the best thermal printer is the Rollo. It takes any labels and it's around 170 bucks. What I use to ship all my Funko Pops in. And as you can see, when I'm constantly selling, 15 to 20 Funko Pops per week, me going to Walmart is not always a reliable source. If you have the money, it's super cheap. Go on eBay right now, type in 8x6x4, and you'll see suppliers who are selling these boxes. And if you were to get these at retail, you're gonna pay like 50 cents for these. But on eBay, you can get 100 of these boxes for $27 shipped. So 27 cents per box. That really drops your cost. Your cost per goods. You have to include shipping. This dramatically decreases how much money you have to spend and time. And this is kind of multifaceted, but I think coming in at number 3, it's super important. When you are sourcing for items that you're going to resell, it's very important that you do not shop with your emotions and you shop with activity. I would say shopping where certain items aren't gonna be, for example, Nikes, right? But let's say there's a pair of Brooks or there's a pair of Asics, right? And I'm like, man, those Nikes look so much cooler than the Brooks. But the Nikes, they sell for like 35 bucks. But the Brooks brand new sell for $110. If I would have just viewed that as completely emotionally, like a lot of shoppers do, when you buy things, you buy them emotionally. People want to buy things that they connect with. For example, if you love Mickey Mouse and I have a Funko Pop that's Mickey Mouse, you're more likely to buy that than a random Star Wars pop because you like Mickey Mouse. It's emotional attachment. You have to detach yourself from that when you're sourcing, because this is not your items, it's their items, and you have to figure out things that other people want. And that in itself is a very, very tricky thing to learn. However, I will be going into detail how you could do that easily. You could easily use Google Trends, and you could easily use other sold comps on eBay and Mercari, and you could kind of put together markets and how they're going. Let's say you go out once a week, you live an hour away, you drive an hour away, right? And let's say your limit's $200 to spend just to source. You need to pick high quality items that are not crap. You don't need to get shoes that have holes in the bottom of them. You don't need to get books that have pages torn out. You don't need to get action figures that are missing an arm, you know what I mean? You don't need to get electronics that don't work. Test them in the store. You need to get high quality items that you can resell. And I always say, if you can find items that are in really good condition or that come with the box, and you may not make a huge profit, because a lot of people don't realize a used item compared to a new item, sometimes there's not really that much of a difference. Like, for example, if you have a used Funko Pop, it's not really, it may be worth more than a new one. But if you have a brand new video game that's sealed compared to a game that's used, the price value just dramatically goes up. So if you can find things that are high quality, newer, and nicer, you can use your money more efficiently to get better items that are going to sell faster and help you and your business. There's a book, it's called The 12-Week Year. Plan your goals out. To help your reselling business, you need to have 3 goals that you do every single day. And each goal has 3 supporting factors. For example, I need to list 20 things a day. I need to list 15 Funko Pops per day. I need to list with a ring light. Those are 3 goals. You say, well, 20 things. I need to list 35 things per day. 15 of them need to be Funko Pops. 20 need to be other things, right? And then I need to use a ring light. Well, the 3 supporting things with that to be is I need my phone charged, I need to be in the right mindset, and I need to do it at the right times. I have to have the right Funko Pops, I have to have the right angles, and I have to have the right title description. I have to have the ring light where there's no glare on the pictures, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, taking the time to list your items is very, very, very important. And I'd also say, sometimes it can be very time consuming to go into detail and detail. So what you can do to combat some of the time restraints, if you have any, a lot of people who are resellers are not private labelers. These are people who are sourcing from other stores and flipping it for a profit. If you're a private labeler and you have your own item, or you want to sell on different multiple platforms, I personally use something called Prime Lister. Prime Lister sets automations for your listings. Okay, let's say you buy 1,000 bouncy balls, but you don't want to sit there and list 1,000 bouncy balls. You list one time on Prime Lister, you sign into your account, you go to Prime Lister, and guess what? You could set it for 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. to list 15 times throughout the day. So when you're at your job, or when you're doing something else, or when you're with your kids, you're able to list other things. Items on your store that are stagnant, you can set automations when, if an item's been on your store for 20 plus days and doesn't have X amount of likes or X amount of traction, it relists it or it deletes it. You can set all types of automation that can help you save time, create better, accurate listing. This is a tip that, coming in at number 1, that I think is the most important that could help your business. People aren't going to tell you this because they don't think it's important, but for me, this was the number 1 important thing, and that was changing my mindset. Not only changing my mindset to how I view money, changing my mindset to how I viewed my life, how I viewed my future, what are the goals I wanted for myself. When I woke up and I had days where I didn't want to list, I had to remind myself, what are my goals? Why am I even doing this? Like, my goal is to become a homeowner, to grow my YouTube channel, to increase in sales, and to support my family and create generational wealth. Those are my goals, right? So if I'm relying on this to achieve my goals, then I have to really focus in on that. And a lot of times you can lose focus and lose track of what you truly want. And that's why I say, when you change your mindset, and your mindset goes from, it's not about listing, it's about this. You want to trade, for example, when I became a full-time reseller, since the day my daughter has been born, I have spent not a single second away from her, right? Most people cannot do that. That is time that I was able to get back from the luxury of what I'm doing. If you want to become a reseller, this is the number 1 thing that you should want, is to spend time with your family, make more money, and have freedom. These things that you can unlock in your life you can do with reselling. But you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right in your step. Like I always say, you have to have the right motivation from yourself. The number one thing I want you guys to take away from this tip is that a lot of people are working 9-to-5 jobs. A lot of people are not spending time with their children. A lot of people wake up and they hate what they do. Being a reseller allows you to eliminate all of the outside distractions, all of the stuff that you're putting yourself through, your body through, non-physical labor. Like, being a reseller can really unlock a lot of things for a lot of people. Changing your mindset and the shape and scope of how you view things can truly change the upward trend that you're gonna go and the direction you're gonna go. Honestly, I always tell people that my YouTube channel is called Upstate Pickers because I believe that I picked my future. I know it's a pun, but in all reality, you do pick your future. You decide what happens to your life. And once you change your mindset and you take full accountability for everything that's ever happened to you, and you look yourself in the mirror and you're accountable and you do the things that you need to do, that will help you grow as a person, and it will help you grow your business, and you will spend so much more time with your family and be so much happier. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. As always, tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next one.